What if I told you that a spider can produce milk for its babies? Sounds impossible. After all, milk is something we associate with mammals. Animals like humans, cows, dogs, and whales. But deep in the forests of Southeast Asia lives a tiny spider that has completely changed what scientists thought they knew about parenting in the animal kingdom. Meet Toxeus magnus, a species of jumping spider that does something almost no other spider is known to do. Feeds its babies with a milk-like substance. The discovery was made by scientists studying the behavior of these spiders. At first, they noticed that young spiderlings stayed in the nest much longer than expected. This was unusual because most spiders become independent fairly quickly after hatching. Curious about why the spiderlings remained with their mother, researchers observed them closely. What they found was astonishing. The mother spider produced tiny droplets of a white, nutrient-rich liquid from a reproductive opening on her body. The baby spiders would gather around and drink this fluid, receiving nourishment directly from their mother. In other words, they were drinking spider milk. Now, this isn't milk in exactly the same way mammals produce it. Spiders don't have mammary glands. But the liquid serves a very similar purpose. It provides nutrition and helps the young survive during the early stages of life. Scientists analyzed the fluid and found that it contained high levels of proteins, fats, and sugars, 3 key ingredients needed for growth. The spiderlings depended heavily on this milk-like fluid. In fact, researchers discovered something even more surprising. When access to the mother's milk was blocked during the earliest stages of development, most of the spiderlings failed to survive. That means the milk wasn't simply a bonus food source. It was essential. But the story gets even stranger. The baby spiders didn't stop drinking milk after they learned how to hunt. Most animals become independent once they can find food for themselves. Yet these spiderlings continued returning to their mother for nourishment even after they were capable hunters. Scientists observed young spiders feeding from their mother for weeks after they could already catch prey on their own. Imagine a child who knows how to cook but still visits home every day for mom's meals. That's essentially what these spiders were doing. And the mother's dedication didn't end with feeding. She also protected her young from threats and allowed them to remain safely within the nest. This level of parental care is extremely unusual among spiders. In fact, most spider species take a completely different approach. Many spiders lay eggs and leave them behind. Some guard their eggs for a short period, but once the spiderlings hatch, parental involvement is usually minimal or non-existent. There are exceptions. Some spider mothers carry their egg sacs around. Others guard their babies for a short time. A few species even sacrifice themselves so their offspring can eat their bodies after hatching, a behavior known as matrophagy. But providing a milk-like substance for weeks and continuing care long after the young can survive independently is something rarely seen in the spider world. This discovery has fascinated scientists because it blurs the line between behaviors traditionally associated with mammals and those found in other animals. For years, people believed that complex parental care was mostly limited to birds and mammals. But nature has a habit of proving us wrong. Again and again, scientists discover animals displaying behaviors that seem surprisingly familiar. Fish that recognize individual faces. Crows that solve puzzles. Octopuses that use tools. And now, spiders that feed their babies milk. The discovery of Toxeus Magnus reminds us that evolution can produce similar solutions in very different creatures. Even though spiders and mammals are separated by hundreds of millions of years of evolution, both developed ways to provide extra nutrition to their young during critical stages of development. It's an incredible example of how survival drives innovation in nature. Perhaps the most important lesson from this discovery is that we still have so much to learn about the natural world. Spiders are among the most studied animals on Earth, yet scientists only recently uncovered this extraordinary behavior. It makes you wonder what other secrets are still waiting to be discovered. The next time you see a spider, you might think of it differently. Behind those 8 legs could be one of the most devoted mothers in the animal kingdom, a tiny jumping spider patiently feeding her babies with a milk-like substance and caring for them long after they've learned to survive on their own. Nature is full of surprises, and sometimes the most unbelievable stories turn out to be true. Did you already know about the milk-producing spider? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing animal facts and discoveries.